So what's going on?
Let's talk a little bit about tone and direction for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
And adding him in on top of Inhumans, or adding in Secret Warriors.
Well, I think we start with the idea of Inhumans, and I think that one of the things that's really exciting about it is that this word Inhuman has something that really resonates with each of our cast members. I mean, if you take a look at Coulson, who's lost an arm or a hand, and who has alien DNA inside of him and came back from the dead, like, he would start to question his own humanity, his own, how do I get back to being that everyman person that we know and that we love? And then when you take a look at someone like Ward, you know, who clearly by the end of the season was, particularly in the case of Bobby, was doing some really inhuman things. And so that's another way of looking at it. And then there's the Marvel way of looking at it, which is that the Inhumans are coming. We now saw at the end of last season that the Terrigen is out there, and it's a really simple concept to understand, which is that at any moment in your life, if you happen to have the gene inside of you, that when you come in contact with the Terrigen, you are triggered. You are now enhanced. So your world is now completely turned upside down. So you could think you're going to work tomorrow morning, but in fact, you woke up and your entire house is on fire, and you caused it. And so, is that empowering? Is that frightening? How do you deal with that? And one of the things about the Marvel Universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe that we're in, is this is a new phenomenon. There's not a lot of, it's not like in the comics where like, oh, there's people flying by all the time. This is something that is completely unique and it enables us to be able to explore that. And now you bring S.H.I.E.L.D. in. And S.H.I.E.L.D. has got a really clear mission, so that if you're a new viewer, if you're somebody that has lapsed and wants to come back, or you're somebody that's a big fan of the show, it's a really simple concept, which is people suddenly pop, and in comes the team, and their mission now is to either contain, they may have to put down, or recruit that individual. And if that's the case, what we've found in the past is that sometimes when S.H.I.E.L.D. goes in and makes those decisions for those people, it doesn't always go well. But the interesting part about it now is that one of the team, Daisy Johnson, is already Inhuman. And so she understands almost more than anybody else on the team what they're going through, went through last season, that terrifying, I don't want to do this, I don't want to be part of it, and then finally the acceptance part of it. So can she help these people get to that place? And we're going to see how each member of the team, including how the team itself feels about having someone who's different on the team. And when you look at what's going on outside, this is where Marvel really shines, is that we take the modern metaphors of life, and when you look at what's going on, our level of tolerance, or to a certain extent, our level of intolerance, has been boosted in the last few years. And I think that has a lot to do with the immediacy of social media. And so things like race and religion and your choice of sexuality are now things that are right in your face all the time. And so you have to decide, am I for that? Am I against that? People at work are now suddenly talking about it. And so you take the Marvel metaphor for that and you now make it about people that have abilities, people that are enhanced. And how would you react to that if suddenly your coworker, your wife, your child suddenly were different? Are you going to be accepting of that? Are you not going to be accepting of that? And now you have S.H.I.E.L.D. in your life. How do I feel about that? How do I feel about this government organization which is telling me everything's going to be okay, it's going to get to be better? Do I like that? Do I not like that? And when that happens, I think people really gravitate to those kinds of stories, and our characters can each have a different voice in that regard. We already know that Daisy is someone who is very understanding of that, but we also know that Mac has a complete distrust of all of that. So what are those two characters going to be doing? So it's that kind of fun that we get to have, is every single person can take a look at this word Inhuman and react to it through a different way.
There was some thought that we'd get a second S.H.I.E.L.D. series, how much thought went into that, and if some did, the fact that that's not happening, did that give you an even deeper well of story to draw from for this season?
Let's just put it this way. We're here to talk about S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3 and Carter 2, and that's really the best way of dealing with it.
You already announced Secret Warriors for Season 3. How close are you going to stay on the source material in terms of team roster, and because you already used some of that up for Captain America 2, how are you dealing with that, the whole Hydra revelation and stuff like that?
I would say that would be a really good S.H.I.E.L.D. classified question that I can't address right now. But thanks for asking. And now I get pulled.
Yeah.
Thanks.